have about 18 on the Zoom call.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see, I'm trying to record this. So those that aren't here, can you see if I'm recording?
You have started recording. You just need the transcription off now.
I have.
You have started recording. Okay. You just need to turn off the transcription. Yes.
There. Gotcha. Okay. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, and thank you so much for coming. And we're going to go through all of the itinerary, and at the end we'll have questions and answers. And we are recording it, so then I'll share this recording with everyone in case some of you aren't here. But then if you want to listen to it again, everybody can listen to it again if you want to. So, okay. So we appreciate you all being here, and it's hard to believe that we leave in 1 month from today. So yes, so we'll go over a lot of information. And so if you have any questions, if you can hold on to those questions until the end, then we will get those addressed from everyone. Is that okay, Ian?
Sounds good to me, Sherry.
Okay. Are you ready to start?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Can you see my screen?
Everybody see the screen?
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, good. Then let's get underway. Thank you, Sherry, for inviting me here today. Thank you for coming to our pre-departure meeting on Tyrolean Treasures. It's great to be helping the Chamber again for another year and helping Sherry on a wonderful adventure. And thank you all for joining us. As you know, Sherry does a wonderful, wonderful job in finding intriguing, interesting locations to create what we call these international awareness programs on an annual basis. And in 2025, it is no different, heading to the wonderful location of Innsbruck, a great location. You can see the mountains of Italy, see the mountains of Germany, and of course the Tyrolean mountains of Austria from the town itself. And fingers crossed, touch wood, everybody touch a bit of wood right now if you can see it. This time of year is wonderful for traveling to this area. With a bit of luck, we should have snow on the mountains around us, but good weather and down in the valley below where we'll be staying in Innsbruck. As you know, this is a 7-night program in Innsbruck. It's a true depiction of what we call our cruise philosophy on land. For those who've traveled with the Chamber and myself and Quest Voyager before, you know we specialize in this style of program where we go to a location, very similar to popping down to Miami or Texas, jump in on a cruise ship. In that case, you unpack your suitcase, take the crease out of your clothes and relax. We do the same here. We fly over to Munich, head into Innsbruck for 7 nights, unpack your suitcase, take the creases out of your clothes, find a favorite bar, favorite restaurant, coffee shop, cake shop, and infiltrate into the local community. And importantly, one day we go north, another day south, east or west, experiencing different cultures, different histories without constant packing and unpacking, which is truly refreshing in today's day and age. All this, yet traveling with like-minded individuals from Kansas, Missouri, and even, I think, further afield, all over the country. Sherry's been able to assist to come on this trip together. So, right, we are going to pop out and we're going to see this program. We're going to show you slides on the information that's already been sent to you. Now, yeah, if you didn't get the information, that was emailed to you. I think it came out last week, your final documentation. Don't worry too much about it. I'm going to say you probably got it. It's, if you don't remember seeing it, it's in your spam. If you don't find it when you go into your spam, have a word with Sherry and she'll get it resent out because she's got a copy of it in her system. But yes, here we're going to go through the program. You don't need to have a copy of what was emailed to you because I'm going to show you pictures of each document that we're going to discuss. Now, importantly, we're not going to discuss everything that's within this, the documents that's been sent to you, just the pertinent information which we believe you need to know, really to prepare you for this wonderful adventure in front of you. At the end of the meeting, if we haven't addressed something that's burning a hole in your mind that you've got to ask, please feel free to ask it. If you're online as we're going along, you can use the chat feature should you wish. That chat feature is in the middle of the toolbar to the left-hand side. You'll see a chat. You can type away in that chat, and I will, before I leave today, I will make sure that any chats are answered as well. Anybody in the room, I can't see you, but I think there's quite a few of you. I could hear you all. You can shout out a question. If I can hear you, I'll answer it. If not, Sherry will then relay it to me and I'll do my best to answer it. All the information we're sending to you today is to the best of our knowledge at this particular time, and off we go. Let's try and prepare you for this adventure. So what has been sent to you? So here we are. This is what has been sent to you. So inside the documentation here, which was in a 20, I think it's about a 22-page document. There's general information on just general travel. There's information on the destinations that we're going to. There is a separate attachment containing your e-ticket, and I'll show you an example of that in a moment. There are there is hotel information, air listings, and talks about checking in at the airline. There's a day-to-day itinerary with a couple of slight minute changes. And there's passenger lists. We've got 2 buses. I think we've got a blue bus and a red bus. We've got 2 luggage tags per person. Now, if you're at the college right now, I think Sherry has them. You're probably in possession. If those people who haven't, I think we're in action to get them to you if you haven't already got them. But we've got 2 luggage tags a person, 1 for your carry-on luggage and 1 for your checked luggage. We've also got our lanyard. Our lanyard is wonderful because it's also a passport holder, and it has a white piece of paper in that window envelope in the front. And that window envelope, you will be able to write your name on that piece of paper. It's great to put your passport in there, maybe put a spot of money when you're traveling over on the plane. You can tuck it inside a sweater, safe and sound, and it's right there around your neck. As we go to the next page, the first page, well, page 2, but the first page of information is right here in large weight format. That's just what we just went through, what is in the packet information, or what is that you'll be receiving, luggage tags and lanyards and such. As we go over, and remember, we're going to go through just what we feel is the most pertinent information. But as we go to page 3, we're just going to talk about 2 things. We are traveling on an e-ticket. As an e-ticket, it is not, don't worry if you lose it, or if you lose any of this information that's been sent to you by email. Obviously, it's just paper.
Of course.
It's just something that you print and you take along with you. So even your e-tickets, in the old days, if you lost your ticket, there was a reissuing fee. No, it's only for pure information. You'll see it in a moment. Now, jet lag, yeah, you're going quite a distance on this one. So we've got a few ideas about jet lag and beating jet lag. Bluntly, I always say when you get on that international flight to go overseas, have your meal, watch a movie, get to sleep. Bluntly, that's it. Try and avoid sugar. Try and, especially on the aircraft, those desserts, although they're very enticing and tasty, they are crammed, packed with sugar. It'll stop you from getting to sleep. Try your best to not have coffee or caffeine. Try your best to limit the amount of alcohol.
Yeah,
Sorry for being such a killjoy on this.
I know he's
But
just going over those documents. He's saying.
I'm going to ask, I'm just going to mute everybody. Somebody is talking. So let me just mute everybody here. And at the end, we'll come back for that. But off we go now to the next slide right here. And off we go. Hold on one moment. I've been thrown out now. Where are we right now? Right here. So off we go to the next one. So yeah, just a bit about jet lag. Now, the next page, page 4, we're just going to talk about one point, only one point, smoking. It is a non-smoking bus that we have. We gain non-smoking rooms on our programs. So, yeah, you shouldn't have an issue if you happen to be that only one person left in the US that still smokes. Well, yeah, you'll find places where you can do that, but not on our buses and not in the hotels. Now, importantly, if somebody happened to have smoked in your room when you arrived to it, please do not suffer in silence. Talk to your tour manager and tour director. Let's see if we can get it cleaned. Let's see if we can get your rooms changed. Let's see if we can solve that. Don't come home and say, I'm disappointed because there was smoke in my room. Let's see if we can get that solved. And that for anything on our program too. Now onwards to the next slide, which is number 5, page 5. Staying connected on the trip. If you have to be connected on the trip itself, yeah, then do so. The best way to do it is via your cell phone. The best way to call your provider, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, get a mobile and a data plan for the time you are away. You'll be able to get an unlimited data plan or a limited amount of data and voice, whichever you want, but that's the best way to do it. Now, if you don't want to do that, you don't want to spend money on a data plan, an overseas data plan, when you're on that international flight, please put your phone onto airplane mode and keep it on airplane mode until you come back. On airplane mode, you'll be able to log into local networks, local Wi-Fi's on the trip itself. And we're going to Europe. Most towns and cities have free Wi-Fi. Cafe bars, restaurants have free Wi-Fi, and you'll be able to take care of it in that way. But please do not just lose it a little bit here, a little bit there, thinking you're saving money. Get a plan before you leave, because it will be far cheaper than just using a little bit here, a little bit there. As we go through travel funds, we are on the euro throughout this particular program. If you feel completely naked arriving in Europe without some euros, talk to your bank before you leave. When you get up tomorrow, go and have a talk to your bank manager and ask him if he could order or give you some euros. I recommend 150 euros, 150 euros per person to start you off, just so that you've got them just to be there. Okay, and that will help you when you arrive. You don't have to start looking for ATMs and such things as that. Now, in addition, yeah, Visa, MasterCard, American Express are all available to be used in Europe. MasterCard and Visa the most, and then American Express quite a distance behind there. ATMs are everywhere throughout this region. and you can find that's usually the best way to get money. Now, just in case your ATM stops working, just in case your credit cards, you lose them or they stop working, take some cash with you just in case. Why? Just in case. And how much would you take? I know if I don't mention, somebody's going to ask. It's hard for me to say exactly how much to take, but you most probably will be bringing it back with you. When I go overseas, I always take $500 with me in small new notes. Small being 50s, 20s, 10s, 5s, and 1s. Go see that bank manager again. And ask them for the newest notes that they have. Try and avoid torn notes, notes with writing on them, scotch tape on them, and such things as that. Sometimes they'll be accepted, sometimes they won't. But there's a lot of US $100 counterfeit notes out there in the world, and a vendor may not take a $100 bill from you because they may or may not have that marker pen or a way to find out if that note that you're handing over is counterfeit or not. They might not just want to take the risk on it. You'll be able to put your shall we say your cash bank maybe in your green lanyard, put it in the safe box when you're there. Don't forget to take it out of the safe box when you leave, and you'll be able to bring it home with you, probably never using it. But it's always a good idea to have that assurance and insurance just in case something happens to your credit card or ATM. Insurance too, the next one. I'm a broken record. You've heard me say this countless times. I hope you all take out travel insurance. I hope you all waste your money on it. You all have house insurance, car insurance, medical insurance here. You should always have travel insurance when you leave the country. Most people buy travel insurance for medical reasons because your medical insurance won't cover you overseas, but most people use it for delayed or delayed luggage or something such as that. But again, please do take it. If there's anything you take away from tonight's meeting, is get insurance. It's usually the time you don't take it out is the time you need it. I take about, in the last 20 years, I've taken nearly 80 trips now, and I take insurance every time I leave the country. I've only used it twice, and it was for delayed luggage. And we'll talk more about that in a moment. You can click on this link from your PDF. You can buy the insurance through our partner, USI, or you can get it from somebody else. We don't really care where you get it from. Do get it from somewhere, please. As we go to page 6, duplicate documents. We've got documents here to duplicate. Copy of your passport, copy of your credit cards front and back. Travel insurance, take a copy of it with you, at least of the front cover with your policy number and the toll-free number. If you happen to need a visa, I think you're all American passport holders, but if you needed a visa, take a copy of that visa with you too. And put it in a place away from your passport or your credit cards, because you don't want to lose the copies at the same time as you lose your passport. Some things to take with you. Yeah, there's a whole load of things to take there. Take it with a pinch of salt, whatever fits you, take it with you. The most important thing on this list is passport, credit cards, and some cash. With anything else, with that, you can get whatever you need on the program should you forget it. But in addition, one thing you won't be able to get overseas is an adapter, which converts the European plug to the US plug. So if you are taking something that requires a charge, make sure you buy it before you leave. So you'll be able to buy the adapters of the world from Amazon, Staples, Best Buy, lots of outlets in and around the Ottawa area or wherever you live. They're everywhere now. Or on Amazon, you'll be able to get, or another form of the internet, you'll be able to get them. You'll be able to get the plugs, adapter plugs of the world. It will be a male and a female socket. It'll have the male plug pins to go into the wall in Europe, and the female section will be the pins to go into your appliance. Cell phones, cameras, um, um, computers and such, yes, will require a charge. Take one of those with you because you won't be able to buy it overseas. If you have an older appliance, check the documentation, because new cell phones, new iPads and such, new cameras historically have the step down transformer built into it. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But if it doesn't, you'll have to get a step down transformer too. We'll talk more again when we come to electricity in a minute. We get to the last section, purchase comfortable face masks. I want to be very frank and forthright. There are no rules and regulations on COVID any longer, thank goodness. So you don't have to wear face masks. There's nothing that tells you you have to do this or do that because of it. But you're on a flight for a long time. You're in some recycled air. And I strongly encourage, if you have one of those systems, immune system, to do one thing. Get a face mask. You'll find other people on the flight wearing face masks. Get a comfortable one if that's the case. In addition, boost your immune system. I've been recommending this for quite some time. Whenever I go on a program, I boost my immune system as much as I can, whether it's airbornes, NSCs, elderflower lozenges or liquid. You choose, or talk to your medical provider or the pharmacist, what's best for you. But about 7 days before you go, boost the heck out of your immune system. I guarantee somebody on this trip is going to fall ill. Somebody could have delayed luggage. Make sure it's not you. And we're going to talk about the boosting first of your immune system. Make sure it isn't you, because there is something waiting for you over there that you haven't encountered. Yeah, there's going to be lovely Austrian people. There's going to be a great barman or barmaid, but you never know. There's a bug that you haven't encountered before that your immune system might not be used to. Again, if you boost your immune, then it should bounce right off of you and not worry you at all. As we get into number 7, we are now starting to get into some information on the destination itself. Visas and such things as that. You may recall seems like only yesterday, when we started to talk about this trip, we talked about the fact that Europe may require something like a visa in 2025. They said they were going to introduce it in 24. They said they were going to introduce it in 23. They still haven't introduced it in 25. They aren't most probably going to introduce it in 26. But 27, they say yes. We don't know the reason why. But right now, you don't need to do anything for this. You just need a passport with 6 months left on it and 2 blank pages. Keep that in mind when you go home tonight. Just double check your passport, just in case it changed since the last time you looked at it, or you have been traveling and that customs official decided to drop a stamp in the middle of your last page instead of trying to scoot them up onto a page to fill them. So make sure you've got those 2 pages left. Safety. We can't guarantee your safety downtown Ottawa, Kansas City, New York, Atlanta, Munich, Innsbruck, wherever. No, it's just not possible. But you are going to a safe European country. It's a civilized European country in Austria, Italy, Germany. So I'm not too worried the fact that you're going into an unsafe location. If something ever happens, it's most probably going to be a pickpocket, some opportunistic person who just happens to see your pocketbook in your back pocket, your wallet in your back pocket, gents, or your purse open, ladies. Don't allow that to happen. Don't put your wallet in your back pocket. Leave the Rolex at home. Leave the diamond tiara at home. You don't need it. It only attracts attention, and as a result, leave it at home. Okay. Just have some common sense around with you when you're wandering. Again, I'm not overly concerned that you'll come across anything at all. Water. We're in the Alps. The water is pure. The air is pure as it can be in Europe, but it's different to what you're used to. It's different than Kansas or US water. So if you have that delicate stomach, you may wish to buy bottled water for the first couple of days. Historically, we can't always guarantee it, but our bus drivers usually have a stock of water on the bus, and they usually sell it for $1.50 to you if you want on the bus. But everywhere you go to, you can find bottled water, especially if you have that unusual delicate stomach. First couple of days, yeah, you might want to do that. After that, the wine, the beer, the schnapps has killed everything in your system, and you're able to eat and drink whatever you want. Page 8, currency. As I mentioned, we are in the euro. At the time of print, $1 is about 85 US cents. So it's doing really well. The rate of exchange is pretty good at this moment for us. As I mentioned, ATMs are everywhere. Please do not go to one of those booths at the airport to get your currency, whether it's in the US or whether it's in Europe. You're a captive audience. It's the worst rate of exchange you'll ever find. Get it from your bank beforehand, or get it from the ATM when you arrive. As we go through, we talk about the unpredictability of travel in Austria, in Slovakia, in Italy, and in Germany, and the world as a whole. I'm a big believer in most cases, if I reflect on my travel experiences, the most unpredictable and unexpected sections of a trip are usually the most memorable for many reasons, good or bad. But I strongly encourage you to, when you're on that international flight, or when you get to the airport in Kansas or City or wherever you decide, I'm no longer in the United States, I'm going to relax. Take it easy. I'm going to go with the flow, and I'm going to use the F word whenever I feel like I want to. And the F word is for flexibility. Be flexible. Take it, have a smile on your face, and talk with a smile on your face as you're checking in. You'll get a lot better service and an experience if you do this. When you're overseas, if you can speak a word or two of Italian, a word or two of German, it goes a long way. Even if you assassinate the language, it goes a long way. And again, you'll be warmly welcomed into the local environment if you do so. Relax, take it easy, go with the flow. And again, you will have that wonderful, culturally rich program. We have some things about weather. Now, we've tried to bring out weather here. You'll notice there's not a lot here about weather, because we all know how changeable the weather is in today's day and age. And it's really hard to say what the weather will be. But if we look at history, yeah, this is about what it should be. Keep in mind, we are traveling in Europe, so we could have what we call liquid sunshine at any time. But in the mid to high 60s, low to mid 70s in the day is what you could expect. In the evenings, low to mid 50s in the evening. It drops quite quickly. Yes, take a raincoat with you just in case. But this is a great time to be heading into this region. I've done the Oktoberfest in this region on many occasions, and it generally doesn't fail to bring some good weather with it. Touch wood again, everybody. Let's hope that happens. But sooner than to dwell on what the weather could be, let's talk more about the clothing to take, because that's something that we can manage and plan for. If it's warm outside, air conditioning will be on the bus. If it's cool outside, heating will be on the bus. And we can take clothing on and off based on whatever the temperature is outside and on the bus. By doing that, we can regulate ourselves, and we can have a wonderful trip. Nothing too fancy. You don't need suits, ballroom gowns, and such things as that on the trip. Comfortable touring clothing, jeans, khaki style trousers, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, polo necks, light jackets, and a raincoat is what's recommended. In addition, a good pair of non-slip shoes. Whether it be sneakers, whether it be those hybrid style running style walking shoes that you can get with the non-slick Vibron soles, those types of things are ideal. You are walking on cobblestones that the world's best composers walked on centuries ago. The royalty of Europe, the German Italian army have wandered along over the centuries, as well as many, many other entities. So over the years, those cobblestones, those steps might have eroded a little bit. The cobblestones have got a little bit shiny. And if it's a little bit moist in the mornings, sometimes they're a little bit slippy. So have those non-slip shoes on. Now, we've told you what to take, and make sure you have some of those shoes. Now, I mentioned earlier, there's somebody most probably going to fall sick, and there's somebody that's going to arrive without their luggage. Now, I've told you how to prepare for not getting sick. To prepare for arriving without luggage is also something that you should do. I've traveled all over, and sometimes my luggage doesn't appear. And it doesn't faze me too much because I'm wearing my non-slip shoes, my comfortable shoes on the plane with me. So I've got them. I'm not in a trouble. I'm not wearing, even though I don't wear high heels, but for the sake of this conversation, I'm not wearing high heels for the plane going over. But I've got my comfortable non-slip shoes with me. In my backpack, in my carry-on, I have a spare pair of underwear, I have a spare pair of socks, I have a spare t-shirt, and if I have the room, I also have a spare thin pair of trousers. If I arrive to the destination without luggage, yeah, I might be worried where my luggage is, but it doesn't faze me too much because I have a clean set of clothes. If it doesn't arrive on day 2 or day 3, I'm still okay. I can go into Innsbruck and I can get an I Love Innsbruck t-shirt and blend into the environment. I can get a sweatshirt if I need to. And if I have insurance, I can start buying clothing and make sure, based on the policy, I can get some clothing so that when it arrives, I'm all set. So do make sure in your backpack you have a spare set of clothes. And importantly too, any medication that's life or death, you have it in your backpack. If it's a liquid, well, obviously if it's in a big bottle, you can't take all the bottle there, but take a small amount in the bottle, in a bottle, and put it in your carry-on. Put the rest inside your checked luggage. Okay. As we move on, we've got some wonderful mouth-watering meals of Austria and Slovakia. We've got some wonderful drinks of both places that you can look at your leisure. Now, on page 10, we talk about tipping. Tipping in today's day and age is becoming a little bit more like US tipping. Members of the hospitality industry in Europe and worldwide as a whole expect tipping now as part of their overall compensation for good service. And I do say for good service, I'm sure you will gain good service. We recommend for your tour director host an 8 to 10 US dollar per person or euro equivalent per person per day. For any specialized step-on, step-off guides, for example, our Salzburg guide, that would be somebody who comes on and augments the commentary of our tour director and then waves goodbye when we're leaving on the coach back to the hotel. That's a $2 or approximately €2 per person per day, per tour. Your drivers, some of the best drivers in the world, driving huge buses down narrow cobbled streets. Yep, they're well worth their tip, between $5 to $7 or euro equivalent per person per day. Lastly, your maid would be overjoyed if you happen to tip them, and that would be $2 per person per night left at the end of your stay. Your tour director, your driver, should be with you from day one all the way to waving goodbye on your last day, whether it's on the main program or whether it's on the extension. You can tip them at the end of the stay. So that's easily done in that scenario. So as we go through, yeah, there we've got it. Now we've got electricity. As I mentioned, the electricity, if you're taking something that has a charge, requires a charge, note, European voltage is about the double what the voltage is in the US. So it's about 230 volts instead of 110. So check your appliance. If your appliance doesn't have a step-down transformer built into it, go to Amazon, go to Target, go to Best Buy, wherever, grab that step-down transformer, as well as your adapters of the world. You don't need to take all the adapters with you, even though some of the adapters have been creatively made into something that may look a little bit like an electrical Rubik's Cube with pins coming out of either side. But if it's just general plugs, just take the European one with you, and that's it. As we go, we've got some, for the bookworms amongst us, we've got some recommended reading and such. Now, hopefully you don't need these, but we've got government entities. We've got the embassies inside the US of Austria and Slovakia. We've also got the US embassy inside Austria and Slovakia in Bratislava and such things as that. So hopefully you don't need those. Onwards to page 13. Now we're getting into some of the most important sections right here, and it is the air. The air, we're flying on Delta Airlines. And you'll see in a moment. If I could just ask whoever's still on, let me see, I got it, thank you. If I could just ask you please to mute yourselves, please, that would be great. Now, we're flying on Delta. Now, please make sure that you are at the airport, whichever airport you're starting at, 3 hours before your flight. Even if you are feeding into the international gateway, the airlines say you should be there 3 hours in advance. That's their rules and regulations. You are consenting adults. You choose whether you want to, but our recommendation is be there 3 hours before the flight. Go there, go to the restaurant, have a drink, meet your fellow travelers, start your vacation off relaxing and taking it easy. As we get into the information, I think on this one, which we always try to do, but sometimes the airlines prevent us from doing it. We've got your boarding, we've got your seat numbers, and I'll show you where those are in a moment. But we recommend that you do between 48 and 24 hours before you go on to Delta's website, shows you how to do it here. Drop in your name, drop in your confirmation number, and just make sure that you confirm your flights. There is a possibility, and I emphasize possibility, that you can change your seat. Please keep in mind that if you do try and change your seat, there is no way that you get around having to pay a charge from the airline to save the seat. It's just a supplemental thing that they do in today's day and age is to charge if you want to have your specific seat wherever you want to. But I'll show you where that is. I'll show you where your confirmation number is in a moment. Now, importantly, we've got the telephone numbers here if you want to stand in line and wait while you're doing the ironing or the gardening to talk to somebody. Your numbers are right there. Now, the next page, which is 14, you're allowed £50 to go underneath the aircraft, plus a carry-on, plus a small personal item. Please don't take £50 with you in your checked luggage. You're going to go out there and help the European Union with their GDP, do some shopping, whether it's cuckoo clocks, whether it's schnapps, whether it's beer steins. Oh, there's all sorts of things you can get over there. So don't take £50 with you. Try and be in the range of 30, 35 pounds. I'm a big believer in talking this way, even though I don't generally do it this way. Pack and then go back in and say, do I really need that item? And take it out. If there's a question mark about it, take it out. Go, and once you've done that, just sit back and have a cup of coffee, and then go back again and say, let me just check once more. Do I really need that? Now, again, I'm notorious for taking too much. My luggage is always bordering on excess luggage. But don't do what I do. Do what I say in this case, and try your best to limit. Nobody will judge you if you're wearing the same pair of trousers for 2 or 3 days in a row. No, we're out on a trip. We're having fun. Nobody's going to even notice, most probably. Now, importantly, this is increasingly happening as we go along. This is an important section. I think this is just about life as a whole. The way we approach life with a smile, with being courteous and such things as that. We've noticed in the last 9 months or so, there seems to be a lot of delayed flights. There are some cancelled flights, which happen the day of departure. The pilot laid in, or slept in for some reason, or something like that. It seems to be happening a little bit more frequently than what it did in the past. Again, let's all touch wood that this doesn't happen, but we want to give you a tool just in case. We are there with you, and you have an emergency number, which I'll show you in a moment. But if it's on the day of departure, we cannot change anything in the airline reservation system. Obviously, the airline's trying to figure out what to do. They don't want us to be in there trying to do it for them. They're controlling it, so we're locked out of the system. But what I'm going to say is, if this happens, walk over to the airline staff with a big smile on your face and ask them to please help. You can let them know how excited you are about the trip, how long you've been waiting for the trip, and again, with that smile on your face, to please ask for help. If you go out there and start shouting at the individual, it isn't their fault. They're right there. They're a member of the airline, and they are fielding hundreds of people on a daily basis shouting at them. When you go over there warmly and with a very kind manner, you throw them off center, and they're not, and they will do so much more for you if you do it in this way. We wanted to also list out here what you should be asking for. We are there and we can advise you on what to do, but here you have everything should you be there in front of the staff. And this is what you would ask for. If you're delayed, you'd ask for hotel vouchers, meal vouchers, and such things as that. You would collect receipts and such things as that to claim on your insurance. And we would be able to inform you of that on the phone. But importantly, yes, you've got a full list of things that you could do here. Now, again, we've had people shout at the individuals and lose their tempers. Try your best not to. Try and hydrate. It's a nervous time. But if you do shout, many cases, the staff have just said, we can't do anything for you. Call your travel agent and they will rebook you, which is not true because we can't do anything because we're locked out. Basically, it's just please on to the next. And you'd have to go back to that individual again and try and get them to work on your booking. So hopefully that doesn't happen, but here we go. On to the next page, some more of those things on your what you do if you're delayed. Now, here we've got a copy of your e-ticket. This one so happens to be somebody continuing on the Bratislava extension. Underneath the blue sections is somebody's name. Please make sure when you go home tonight or you look at the document, we've got your name spelt correctly and we haven't assassinated your name. If we have, or something, the airline has changed it in whatever shape or form, or you have a question about it, please get hold of Sherry. She'll get hold of us and we will then see if anything has to be done. As we go to the blue and red triangles, at the top right there, you will find your confirmation number with the airline. You'll see DL. And then there's a number here that begins with F8K. That's the Delta Airlines confirmation number. There's another one with Air France, which we'll see, but it's the Delta one that really should be the one that you would need. We can see here we're flying on from Kansas City on Delta 3110. We are leaving at 8:04 in the morning, arriving into Atlanta at 11:04. Now we've got a little bit of a wait here. We apologize. Sometimes there's nothing much we can do on schedulings because this is the schedule that's out there. We're a big believer in doing something when something happens. And I think if you haven't received them already, Sherry has some gift cards to hand out for you so that you can then drop out here and you can get lunch. You can go to somewhere, grab a drink, and at least have a bit of civility while you wait on this particular program. If you haven't got it yet, have a word with Sherry and she will be getting that to you. Now, do keep in mind, you can use this gift card. It's an American Express gift card, but it's only good within the United States. So you could use it at Kansas City Airport. You could use it at Atlanta, but it's not going to be any good to you in Munich. So you might want to do the shopping with it before you leave or something like that and use it to its fullest, or just take it with you and use it at Kansas City or Atlanta. As we go through, you can see the flight numbers here, the how long we're flying, what type of an aircraft, and so on and so on. And you can also see your seat numbers just by the second blue box right there. And then again on the main program right there, on the main flight from Atlanta to Munich. As we go through to Vienna, as we are now changing over to Air France, we can't get your seat numbers in advance. When you arrive, you'll be able to get your seats there and then. Now, importantly, when you arrive into Munich, you're going to arrive, give or take, about 8:20 in the morning, and you're going to be leaving about 3 and a bit hours later. Relax, take it easy. Yeah, follow the transit signs. Make sure you don't go out into general population. You'll come off of the aircraft. You'll see the signs for transit. You will then look for the TV sets, which will inform you of the Vienna. Sorry, I'm at the wrong place right here. Hold on one moment. Where is it? I apologize. No, what am I talking about? On the return, I can talk about this. We're stopping. I apologize. I'm getting confused. We're stopping in Munich, so you don't need to go through transit. Take it nice and easy. Sorry. You'll be going through customs, through immigration, and follow the signs for for those customs and immigration. You may wish to use the bathroom while you're still in the airport, if you so desire, because once we get on the motor coach, we've got about a 2.5 hour transfer until we get to our first location. So you might want to do that when you get there. On the return, here we are. So as I see right here, and I apologize, we're going to be leaving at 12:20 from Vienna to Charles de Gaulle. Once you're in Charles de Gaulle, again, we don't have the boarding pass for that because with the seat number for that because we're on Air France. But once we're in Paris, you can see we're back onto Delta Airlines, and all the way home, we have your seat numbers indicated right there. Once you're in Charles de Gaulle, we do have about an hour and a half worth of connection time. Do not just make sure you get to the gate. Even if you need to go to the toilet, what I would recommend is get off of the aircraft, follow the transit signs, look for the TV screens. TV screens in Europe hold different information than in the US. The TV screens are not listed alphabetically to the location they're going to, like they are in the US. If you're going to Albuquerque, it's the top. The A's will be first. If you're going to Zurich, it would be the Z's, or the Z's as I would call them, at the bottom of the TV screen. In Europe, it's by the time that they are departing. So this one is 10 in the afternoon. Look for 12:10. Keep that in mind, okay? And then follow the signs to that particular gate. As we move on, those are your airline tickets. As we get in, here we've now got our hotels. We're in the Roofies Hotel, family-run hotel. They own a few hotels in the area, and you've got the information right there on the hotel. It's built right on the side of the Inn River, just on the outskirts of town there, but a great location, good place for touring and such things as that. We've got a picture of the rooms inside. There's a nice bar, nice restaurant, friendly and efficient staff and management right there. Once we're in Bratislava, we're at the AC Bratislava Old Town, and you can see pictures of the hotel and the inside and the restaurants right there. As we move on, once you arrive in Munich, this is what you're going to be looking for. Look for this sign. Once you've gone through customs, once you've collected your luggage, once you've gone through immigration, you go out into the general population area, and where everybody has the flowers waiting for everybody under the sun to come out, you're going to look for this particular sign. Your tour director will be waiting for you, and they're going to be looking for your green lanyard. Please make sure you're wearing your green lanyard on this particular period. Make sure you've got your luggage tags on your luggage so they can see those too. It helps identify you. As we move on, your emergency contacts. Again, hopefully you don't need these at all. We've got a Quest Voyager emergency contact number for the day of departure right there. Now, importantly, if there's a day of departure emergency, do not text it, call it, and we'll do our best to help you there and then. Okay, but if it's an air issue, please call our emergency air issue first. See what they say, and then have them start working on if there's a way to do anything with the air, then that's fine. If not, you're going to call us, and then once the airline staff has got it arranged for you, you're going to call us back so that we can inform our partners when you arrive, should you be delayed or you've missed a flight in any certain form. So now we've got our partners overseas. We also have our tour director host for the Blue Bus, Christelle and Regina, for the Red Bus right there. We've also got their cell phone numbers. Now, we recommend that everybody, before you leave, you download WhatsApp. WhatsApp is a wonderful free program that you can call cell phone to cell phone, text, cell phone to cell phone, send pictures, cell phone to cell phone, free of charge, as long as you have data or Wi-Fi. Now, if you can't find, hypothetically, Regina at the airport, you could call her using WhatsApp, as long as you have that telephone number in your address book. If you be shopping like crazy in Salzburg and you can't remember where to find her, text her and she'll let you know. Everybody in Europe has WhatsApp, and that's what they use to communicate. It's a great, go to your app store, whether you got an iPhone or an Android, and download. It's a green icon with a telephone in the middle of it. We're still waiting to gain the cell phone of your host in Bratislava for that, so we'll be moving on that. So WhatsApp is right there, tells you about downloading WhatsApp. We've got the police in Austria, and we've got the police and ambulance and fire and all that stuff, which you don't need for underneath there. As we move on, the red bus is right here. Everybody on the red bus is listed right here. Everybody on the blue bus is listed right here. So there you've got it, and such things as that. And Sherry has a list of those too. Now, importantly, again, we always try our best to make sure that, yeah, we try and eliminate the unpredictability. You arrive at 8:30 in the morning. If we go directly to the hotel, even if we get the driver to drive at 30 miles an hour, we're going to be at our hotel before the hotel is ready for us, as they're busy cleaning rooms. So we decided to stop off along the way, and it gives you a different adventure. So again, we know about international travel, and we know of how arriving to a hotel and just sitting around and waiting can often be testing. So it's not on our trip. We're going to go to Oberammergau. Now, there's going to be a very brief, bus orientation of Oberammergau. You'll see the famous theater where the Passion of Christ is every 10 years. And then we're going to go downtown where you can wander. Your luggage will be safe on the coach. You'll be able to keep your valuables on the coach, your passport, your money, such things as that. Take a credit card, take a few euros with you and wander. Maybe grab a sandwich, grab a cup of coffee and experience Oberammergau whilst you're there. It's just something different and something to see. And then after that, we will then meet it. Your tour director will tell you what time we're meeting back, and off we'll go, heading back to the Innsbruck. Oberammergau is about 30 minutes away from Innsbruck, and we'll be arriving in Innsbruck, and you'll be checking into your hotel and unpack. There's method to our madness. We know if we take you there, as soon as you get into the hotel too, you might want to go to sleep as well. Don't go to sleep this first day. Try and stay up as long as you possibly can, and work on it in such a way. Now, as we go to the next section, there's one other section. Again, the unpredictability of travel. We tried to get the workers working faster. We tried to talk to the unions. It didn't help. The road when we're going to Merano and Bolzano, we were going to go to Riza Lake. It's a lake. There's a church in the middle of the lake, which is submerged with the tower coming up. There are severe roadworks. There's severe construction. They're not recommending that any buses go that way. And the last thing that we want to be doing is sitting in, your time is valuable, and sitting in roadworks, just waiting for it to move. So we've decided we cannot do that. So we're just taking an alternate route. we apologize you won't see Rita Lake, but again, it was just, you'll see lots of beautiful views as you go through the Dolomites. And the last thing again, you would want to do is to sit in traffic and not move. Then questions? Yep, that's the end of my presentation. Does anybody have any questions from the room itself while I look to see if there's any questions from the chat section? There are no questions in the chat that I can see. So if you've got any questions and you're online, drop them in there, type them in there. But anybody got any questions in the room itself? Sherry, you're on mute, so I'm going to unmute you. Oh, I can't. I don't think I can unmute you. So you'll have to, let me just see. Let me see if I can unmute you some other way. There you go. Nope. Yeah, you're muted. Let me see if I unmute everybody. And if that will help. Bear with, mute all. Now unmute everybody.
Did unmute?
There you go. Can I hear you, Sherry? No, I can't. Hold on. Bear with me. We're having a mute all. Whew. The wonders of technology.
I think we're on now, Ian.
There you go. There you
Okay.
go. Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
Bruce had a question about medication. So would you repeat that, Bruce? Yeah. So Ian, is there he is on Xanax? Did you say?
Yes, children, something called Xanax.
Yeah. So he's on Xanax. So does he need to bring that medication in the subscription bottle?
Specific like Xanax, I'm not 100% sure. Any narcotics should be, if it's anything of a controlled substance, yes, it should be. But I don't think so in that case. No, you should be okay Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays. If in doubt, keep it in your original bottle. That would be the best advice.
Yes. Does anyone have any
I
questions?
have a question. If I wanted to take, I know I can take my walker on the plane, but what about on the tour bus? Can I take my walker on the tour bus?
Is a walker allowed on the tour bus, Ian?
I don't see an issue with it. My only conversation is you're going to need to be able to get on and off of the motor coach by yourself, and there is walking on an uneven surface. So if you can, if you can walk with your walker on an uneven surface, take it with you. But do keep in mind there is some walking on this program.
And I would suggest maybe bringing a cane too. Yeah.
I've got a question here. Is it best to tip in euros or dollars? This is online. It's always best to tip in local currency. The tour manager drivers always enjoy it in euros instead of US dollars. But my point would be, don't change euros to tip. If you have money left over in euros, do a combination of, if you don't have enough for the entire amount, do a combination of euros, a combination of US dollars. If you happen to have enough, then tip it all in euros. If you don't have any euros, tip it in US. Don't worry too much about it.
So what I might suggest on that is what I do is I go ahead and put it in an envelope of how much my tip is going to be for the bus driver, for the tour guide, for the hotel, things like that. And so I have US currency in there. But then if I have euros left over and you want to get rid of those, then I exchange that out for and use the euros versus the US currency. So that's kind of what I do to get organized and know that because I'm a shopper. And so I always have to make sure that I have enough money to pay those tips. So, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Next question. Right. Yes. At the end of the trip is when you would make your tips, except for the tour guides that will come on the bus and do a tour guide with us, then we would tip them when that tour is over. Other than that, we can just tip at the end. So
Did they say there were?
there are hair dryers in the hotel. Yes.
We've got
Jim.
we've got one on the online, and it says, oh, excuse me, are you still there? Hello?
We are.
Okay, sorry. It brought out a different screen. I was surprised to get this screen. Are breakfasts and dinners listed correctly? As far as I know, yes, but I'm going to have a word with operations and we'll come back to Sherry on that if it isn't. But as far as I know, yes, they are correct. But we'll come back to you on that.
What was that you would get back with me on, Ian?
Lisa asked if dinners and breakfast and dinners are listed correctly. And we'll come back to her. I'm going to make sure that they are. If they aren't, I'll come back and let you know.
Okay, great. Okay. One of you, do you want to go first? Go ahead.
The panoramic city tour of Vienna. Can you address what we're going to see in the tour, like you get on and off the bus and go to different places? What kind of places are we going to see?
Can you hear that, Ian?
I heard. Can you tell us what I'm going to see in Vienna?
Yes, right. What will we be seeing in Vienna?
So there's a combination of the guided tour going to Vienna. Once we arrive in Vienna, we're talking about Vienna, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that basically is we've got a guided tour of Vienna. It's a panoramic tour of Vienna on the way to Bratislava. So yeah, that's what we'll be seeing in Vienna. We'll see the Ringstraße, the Bergenhof. They'll see the Opera House. There's a few other things that we'll see there, but it is a panoramic tour, not a walking tour.
Okay. So did you get your other question answered too, Gary? Okay, perfect. Okay, Jim?
It says we need a type 1 plug for Austria and Slovakia. Is that the 3 slot? I was there a couple of years ago. They used it the same as in France and Czech Republic.
On our information, it says it's a 3 spot.
No,
So
There is
Type 1.
So Sherry, there is so the plugs for Europe are the same. There's like in the US, there's a 2-pin only, and there is a 2-pin and earth, the same as what we have in the US. We have many slots that are just a 2-pin in the US, but then we have some others, especially on computers and things, it's a 2-pin plus an earth cable. They have the same thing there. So in the sockets in the wall, there will be 3 pins. Whether you need 3 pins or not is up to you, but there will be 3 pins in there.
I just ordered a type 1. It has these flat pins, where the one in France has 2 little round ones.
It's round.
They're round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Type 1
Yeah.
plug had a different picture and
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know. Would it be helpful for Ian to send us a copy of what adapter we need? So I could share that with that?
I can send you a picture of the plug in the wall.
Okay. And then the type of plug too, can you send that to us, Ian?
It's listed in the documentation, the type of plug that's needed. It's and let's just see. I think it's a C or a D or something like that. But hold on one moment.
Type 1?
It
Yeah, it
is
says type 1. What page is that on, Jim?
It's on page.
10?
It is on page. I'm at page. I'm going very quick. Is it on 10?
Yeah.
It's on page 10. A type 1 plug system. It has 3 pins.
Okay.
I can send you a picture of the plug in the wall, so you can send that if you wish, Sherry.
I'm sorry?
I can send you a picture of that plug.
That would be nice. Then I can share that with everyone.
Yep,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Okay.
I've got somebody with a question online. Can we receive a copy of who's on which bus? Sherry, would you be able to send that to people?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'm on a roll. Umbrellas and binoculars. Should we bring them? You certainly, one of those fold-up umbrellas is perfectly good. Those little ones, I like those. I always have one with me just in case. But you know, it's up to you. A nice windbreaker or a raincoat is probably just as good. Binoculars, I always travel with small binoculars. But again, it's personal preference.
Any other questions in here? Okay. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Those of us with global entry numbers, will they be on our e-tickets?
Yes. Will the global entry numbers be on the in-ticket?
Your global entry is actually attached to your passport.
Did you see it down yours?
So when you're coming back into the country, so let me go back again. When you check in to the aircraft, wherever, I'm assuming that it came from the room. When you check into your airport in Kansas City, you should get TSA pre-check included with your global entry. If it and that because we gain that from you, it should be in the airline system. Now, I've known things, you know, sometimes the airline doesn't have it. It happens to me sometimes. I travel tens of thousands of miles a year. Sometimes, for some reason, my global entry isn't in there, which means my TSA is not there. When you check in and you are just right there at the counter, you can ask, is my number included in there? Do I have TSA pre? If you do have that, it means that everything went as it should do and everything's in your reservation. If it isn't, just give your number or the card, and they will put it in there and then. Coming back, global entry is attached to your passport. And if it's done rightly again, it's actually face recognition right now. So I go overseas all the time. I've stopped taking my passport out of my Quest Voyager wallet now, that green thing, because now you don't need it. They ask you to go to this little machine. It takes a photograph of your face. It says, yes, that's Ian. And I go through. So you might not even need your passport coming back, but it is your global entry is attached to your passport and your face. If it's brand new and you've never used global entry before, you might have to give your passport for the first time. But if not, then it's probably just your face you're going to need.
Steve?
Do the tour buses have chargers for the phones?
They normally don't. Did you hear that, Ian?
What's that?
On the tour buses, do they have chargers for your cell phones?
We can't guarantee that the buses will have chargers. It's still a relatively new thing in Europe. Some buses do, some buses don't. So I can't guarantee it. I'd recommend, if you're a battery hog, take one of those little cylinders with you with your charge, and you're good. The same as we can't guarantee that each bus will have bathrooms on there, but what we can guarantee is we'll be stopping every 2.5 hours or sooner if required for a bathroom stop. So yes.
Yeah, they're almost done.
And
What have you eaten?
while we're talking of the bus, somebody Lisa asked, are there any purse size restrictions on the tours? Now, don't take your luggage with you, but really, I've never been asked that question before. Do you? My question back to you is, do you have a big bag that you take with you? But no, you shouldn't have any restrictions. If
Yeah,
you
oh,
wanted to take a backpack with
about
you to
that.
put your shopping in, if you wanted to do something like that to take, it shouldn't be an issue at all.
Is there any other questions in here? Go ahead. Yes. Yes, that's exactly right. So we're not all on the same flight. And that's another thing I wanted to bring up is the gift cards that he was talking about. Only the people that are on the flight from Kansas City to Atlanta, which is the flight I'm on, those individuals will be getting that $75 gift card. And that's a gift from Quest Voyager. And the reason why they're doing that is because of our 5 hour plus delayed flight there. And so that is a nice thing for Quest Voyager to be giving to us that's going to be there waiting. And so I didn't want everybody to think they'll be getting that gift card. And if I didn't give you one that I kept it because it was supposed to go to you, that's not the case. If you're on my flight, you will get your gift card and
Yeah.
I'll be passing those out at the airport that morning.
Yeah.
So
Apologies
yes.
for not being clear on that, Sherry. Yeah.
What's that?
There's a question online. Are vegan options available at the planned dinners? If you gave us that information in advance, yes, that accommodation should be taken care of. If you haven't, you better get that out to Sherry quickly so we can get it to our providers overseas. We're in Europe, and dietary options are available, but with pre-planning.
And that's another
Um,
thing I wanted to bring up if I can, Ian, is that
Yeah.
okay? So we have about 12 people that's flying in early or they're doing land only. And so everybody except for Hasties, Stephen Laurie, they will be meeting us at our hotel. Everybody else is, I'm aware of that you're going to be meeting us at the Munich airport. And so if that's the case for you, I've emailed you what time we need to be there and where we need to be there. But I will be sending out another email confirmation to let you know in case that's changed. But you do need to be to the Munich airport by 7:30. And so anybody that's flying in that day on September 27th, if your flight is arriving before 8:15-ish, you will be departing on the first bus. I don't know whether it will be blue or red, but you will be departing on the first bus with all the rest of the travelers that are there, which will be about 30 some travelers there. And then you guys will go on, make your way to Innsbruck. If you're on my flight, which is the last flight that will be coming in, we will all depart at the same time and go on the second bus. But then on day 2 is when the bus assignment comes together. So you'll be on the blue bus or the red bus after the first day. But then when October 4th comes around, not everybody is doing the extension to Bratislava, however you say that. So we may need to move some of the individuals from one bus to the other, but we'll make that change at that time if we need to. So does everybody understand what I'm meaning about that, what I'm saying about that? Because we've got a lot of different flights coming in from different states, some that's flying in early and things like that. So does anybody online have any questions regarding that? Okay. Chris, you had a question?
We've got, for those arriving at the group, meeting the group in Munich, what terminal does Delta arrive from? So I think we'll find that out, and again, we'll get that to you, Lucy. And let me go now. Let me just, everybody all of a sudden woke up. There's more questions online than I know what to do with.
Yeah.
Everybody woke up quickly. So I thought I saw that clear bags are required for Oktoberfest in Munich. Is it true? Yeah, those things are on and off to be true or not. So those are conversations that we leave with with our tour director and guide. They'll be able to give you that insider information. Yes, it does, but those things often change and such things as that, and depends on where you go to if that's the case or not. But they will be able to let you know that. Okay. The other one is how long will we be in Mittenwald? This particular, it's a full day tour. It's a combination of Mittenwald, Garmisch, and Partkirchen. So historically, we get the guided tour of Mittenwald. You'll be down in the old section where all the beautiful frescoes are. You'll have some free time to wander after the guided section. Historically, we're going to be there at about 2 hours or so, give or take, for that particular period. Any questions in the room before I
Alice?
continue?
I just.
Or Chris, I'm sorry.
We have two different flights now, one to Detroit and one to Atlanta. And they leave at different times.
Correct.
When do you need us to meet at the chamber?
I will get with you. I know a lot of you have signed up for the transportation from Ottawa to the airport. And that is, I'm continuing to work on that each day. And so I will let you know if that comes together. If not, you'll have to get your own transportation to the airport. But I'm hoping and praying that that all works out. So, but I will get with you on what time you need to be, and where we meet at is at the City Hall parking lot, which is across from City Hall. It's that big parking lot, and your car is safe there. That. So, yeah, go ahead. Oh, 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 so your walker is not one that you walk with. It's a,
Don't walk with it.
okay. So would there be storage for that underneath the bus, Ian?
It's a walker.
It's a
just
walker with a
a frame?
seat on it.
A frame.
No, a rollator.
I don't know what that is.
It has a seat. It's not electrical or anything like that, right? Yeah. Yes. Okay. So it's not just the type that folds up. So it has 4 wheels on it.
Okay. It doesn't fold up.
It does fold up, but not as close as what a walker that we're thinking of.
Okay. I mean, I would probably say there is room on the bus. And you will have to look to see what it is, but I mean, again, let's me see what it is and I'll come back to you on that, Sherry.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got a
Sounds
couple
good.
here that says we bought insurance. If we need to cancel before the trip because of health reasons, what information do we need to provide? You're going to first of all send notification to Sherry in writing that you are in need of cancelling. If it's for medical reasons, you'll talk to your medical professional, get a doctor's note from them to state you cannot go on the trip for a medical reason, and then you would talk to the insurance company or call the insurance company while you're waiting for the doctor to provide you with the documentation. And that's what you would do. Laundry facilities at the hotels, yes, there are. So there's not laundry facilities in the fact that there is a machine for you to do it, but there is laundry facilities that the hotel will do it for you and deliver it back. Okay. Yes.
Anybody have questions? No questions in here? Any more questions online, Ian?
Do we have the option to change buses? We'll have to see, dependent on where we are. We'll have to to communicate that with Sherry to see if we can.
Barry, would you reach out to me if that was you asking that question? Would you reach out to me tomorrow?
That was Barry.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Apologies, there was a lot there all of a sudden. I think I've got them all. Let me just double check. Yeah, I think I got them all.
No, I had a question. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
This is Lisa again. How many people are doing the extension, the Bratislava extension?
All but 14.
Oh, but
There's
thank you.
14 that's going home early. Yes. So almost everyone is staying.
Fantastic.
Yes. And please feel welcome to reach out, ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to, if I don't know the answer, I'm happy to find out that answer for you. I've emailed out my cell phone number too. So if you want to, if I could have your attention here, because it's hard to hear me at the back or online. So if everybody could wait. But I've shared my cell phone number with you. So if you would please put that in your phone. So if I call you, you'll know I'm calling, or if you want to call me, you don't have to do it from 7 to 4, which is my normal working hours. You can call me in the evening, text me in the evening, on the weekends, whenever. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time if you have any questions or concerns. And again, if I don't know the answer, I'll find out that answer for you. So does anybody else have any questions here? No more online, Ian?
No more online. Thank you, everybody.
Yes, thank you for joining us online and here at Neosho County. So we appreciate everyone. Thank you.
Have a great trip and I look forward to hearing of your adventure when you return.
Okay,
Bye,
and I'll be in
everybody.
touch with you, Ian.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay.